Hey guys, and welcome to Smart Trades. Today is September 10th, and the market is actually currently trading right now. It's currently 3:36 p.m. Eastern Time. I just wanted to do this video for you guys just a little bit early, showing you guys as the market day is going on. So putting a little variety in these stock talks. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. So the market's going to close in around 24 minutes. We're looking at the S&P 500 right now, looking at general market movement on the yearly chart. And the first thing you guys really need to pay attention to, in my opinion, is remember on the weekend and last week, I started to paint a more bearish picture, but I gave you guys a caveat. What was that? So on the weekend, I talked about how I was looking for the reversal, the sign of a reversal, and you guys can see the support area at 287.55, and that we closed pretty much right at the support, but we did go down below the trading day. But look at today how we did gap higher, but we did sell off during the trading day today. All right, so there's a couple of things that I'm watching right now. So the markets aren't looking as really as bad as we expected in the past. On the weekend and last week, I was expecting perhaps if we were seeing continuation move down, back down to this support level. Can you guys see this support level at 285.66? I was expecting that move down. Now, can it happen tomorrow? Sure, it can, and I'll show you why in a moment. But this push upwards today was a rather bullish sign, and I'll show you guys volatility in a moment as well. But volatility currently is down 5%, so that is rather a striking move. Not surprising, but that's something to take note of. I'll show you guys intraday on the S&P 500 because with all the markets, it's pretty much been generally flat today. You guys can see that volatility has gone down. However, the markets are basically flat, in which the NASDAQ were pretty much flat across the board. Dow has been in the negative just a tad bit, but it's only a few points off. And you guys can see the S&P 500 really flat around the bottom. So far, this looks perfectly fine. It looks more like a bullish character right now. I'll take you guys to the 180-day chart and just show you guys that you guys can see how. What are we doing, right? We got rejected at the 50-period moving average, but we're trying to recapture the support area at 287.58. And as a matter of fact, we did recapture it, as we can see from the trading day today. So that's interesting to note, because that will point towards a more bullish picture if we can maintain the support in the near future. Now, remember I gave you the scenario that, tomorrow it might go down. It could be a down day. And the reason is, while I think we're nearing the low of the markets right now, can you guys see in the past how we came up, we were actually, what are we doing? We thought that we were recovering back, and then look at this major rejection candle, and this was the definitive reversal that led to the leg higher. Can you guys see that? So that occurred at the 200-period moving average. Here's the 200-period moving average. Where is it? Well, ironically, it is right at the support area, 285.61. Now, once again, it doesn't have to hit that area, but that is something interesting to note in case it falls tomorrow. In case the markets fall tomorrow, then that's the area in which I would be looking for a possible support. So let's take a look at volatility really quick. Volatility. So here's volatility, or TVIX, and the one thing you guys want to take a look at is actually the yearly chart of volatility, because we talked about this on the weekend stock talk. Here's the 20-period moving average. We said that it wouldn't be unusual for volatility to retest a 20-period moving average. And what did we do today? We're pretty much going to close right at the 20-period moving average. Isn't that unusual? No, right? It's not unusual at all. That's very normal to see. But the thing is, while we should have a progression to the upside, while we should test it and push higher, we haven't yet today, and that's why we're pulling to a slightly more bullish case for the markets. You guys can see that, for the NASDAQ, we're up just a tad bit right now, but we do have the major stocks pulling us down. The major NASDAQ components, for example, Apple. Right, look at Apple on the yearly chart. You guys can see today we had another down day, but where did we land ourselves on? you guys can see we're going to close right at the 20-period moving average. Is that a coincidence? I hope not, right? This is not a coincidence. You guys can see we pushed lower during the day today, but then we managed to recover just a tad bit back to the 20-period moving average near where we held a previous support area. Not that unusual for Apple. So Apple chart looks perfectly fine right now, right? For a more bullish case. Let's take a look at Amazon. So Amazon, steady uptrend, yearly chart. What did we do today? Now we sold off. Where are we going to be closing at on the yearly chart? Right at the 20-period moving average. Is that unusual? No, right? So what is that point? So this one's actually pointing a slightly more a bearish characteristic in that we don't see a reversal sign yet. Yes, we're at the 20-period moving average, but we don't see a definitive reversal. So this one's showing potential, move downwards. That's something I'm monitoring. As you guys know, these are major components of the NASDAQ index. So I've been talking about that. So a lot of you guys have been asking me about if I will go live. So doing a live chat with you guys on YouTube while the trading day is occurring. I would love to do that. If I have more time, I certainly will. Right now, I'm dedicating a lot of my time towards the members in the course. And, here's something. I'll just show you guys some things that I've been mentioning inside the Discord chat within the course. So, for example, this is something, this is what I posted today. I don't post things like crazy, but when I post things, I try to make it more meaningful unless, I'm answering the members' questions. In that case, I'm perfectly fine communicating back and forth as much as possible. But when I post these announcements, you guys can see that, I was monitoring TQQQ and we were getting rejected at the 50-period moving average. Can you guys see that on the triple Qs? And then, we were looking for a reaction of TQQQ at 65.54. And what did we do? I'm going to show you guys for TQQQ at 65.44. I'm going to show you guys right now. And this is something we're actively monitoring, right? So, for example, let's take a look at this. Can you guys see a reaction from 65.44, which is near where our low was? Here, I'll show you guys the intraday chart. Can you guys see right here? Here's 65.44. We were talking about the reaction at this point, and look how we pushed higher from that area, right? And this is something that we talked about in terms of the support many times, I think, in our course. So be sure to check out that link in the description box down below. If you want to get an idea of what the course is like, or if you want to identify these trends, especially during intraday and finding these good entry or exit points, that's what we're looking for right now. So, yeah, let's continue on. But these are things that I'm actively watching every day, and that's what I'm sometimes posting on the group chat as well. /CL crude oil futures. Now, crude oil futures. I talked about how the trend is difficult to establish. It's difficult to establish because of the rapid movement of crude oil. And you guys can see while we formed some pretty nice tail candles on the previous days, this should point to a reversal to the upside. But look what happened once again. We tried to reverse to the upside only to get rejected intraday and for it to push lower. Once again, that's a hard one to trade. Remember, on Friday, I talked about this tail candle, right? I said that if you bought into inverse crude oil, thinking that it's going to go back down to the support at this area, it recovered back and you would have lost money. Remember that? So what if you sold that position and you're like, okay, I see this tail candle and now I'm going to buy into crude oil. Well, you bought into crude oil, initially went higher, but then it pulled lower. Can you guys see how you would have lost money again? This is why it's difficult to trade these ETFs. This is one reason why it's difficult to trade ETFs. But the overall trend for crude oil, seems to be going lower. Where are we going to reverse? Well, we could reverse possibly at 66.21. Possibly if we do come down and retest the support, that would be a difficult area to achieve a reversal. But we'll see once we get to that area and how we get to that area. But right now, crude oil on the general trajectory is to the downside. And that's just how it is. All right. Let's take a look at the next one. /NG or natural gas. So here's 4/NG or natural gas, and we talked about what? Or remember, we talked about how once natural gas is coming down, if we're nearing the bottom area, we're expecting some sort of reaction at the support. Here's the support line, 2.746. We didn't hit it exactly at 2.746, but look at the reaction from natural gas, right? And these lines, I didn't draw in after the fact. These lines are drawn in before the fact. And this is the whole point of doing really quality technical analysis, something that you can do as well within the course for any stock and really any ticker and ETF that you're interested in. Here's the bounce right now. But is this a definitive sign of natural gas reversal? No, right? We could still consolidate. You guys can see that, oh, look at this big green candle right here. We can still consolidate for a couple days down here before that reversal back to the upside. Or it could continue on lower, but we'll have to find that when it occurs. So right now, there's, here's the support area. It bounced higher. This is pretty much what we expected. So I'll show you guys DGAZ because I think a lot of you guys were in DGAZ, and look at the reaction from DGAZ, right? While we're nearing the area of resistance, we came down 2.5%, just a little over that today. Doesn't mean that this is the high. We could still certainly come back up and retest this resistance area, but that's something interesting to note, right? As we're nearing the resistance, hopefully you guys know what to do if you're in DGAZ. /GC or gold futures. Gold futures continues to be one that is difficult. So, okay. So I know a lot of you guys are thinking, Kevin, you're talking about a lot of ETFs that are difficult to trade. So how do I trade it? Well, the thing is, if you don't find a solid pattern, you don't have to force the trade, right? No one's really forcing you to take a trade that is questionable. And while I'm pointing these commodities out to you guys, in hopes of either you see these patterns yourself, you really don't have to take a trade. So you guys can see 4/GC gold futures, really nothing doing here. Can't trade this. This is untradeable. Resistance 1211.4, support 1180.1. What did JNUG do today? Gold futures made yet another low. Not tradable, guys, right? You can't even day trade JNUG because you're prone just to losing money. So that's that. I mean, there's not much to say. So hopefully you guys are seeing at the very least what I'm seeing here right now. All right, we're going to tackle a couple of your tickers, but the first one I want to tackle, and I apologize for this, is MU or Micron Technology. Now, I didn't get to this for you. I didn't see your ticker on the AMD, or not AMD, on the comment section in the YouTube down below, but I did cover it profusely with the course members. I actually did a private stock talk video on MU, and I thought I covered it in normal the public YouTube channel, but no. So here's Micron Technology, and I drew in a lot of trend lines actually for the private stock talk group. Now here it is, right? 44.23 is the support. Oh, and you guys can join the group down below. It's in the description box down below. There's a link to it, and please take a look if you haven't already. And we have many members who are already very excited about looking at these potential and doing well in the markets. So support at 44.16. I think I talked about it with you at 44.39, around this area. That's the first thing. And the second thing you want to notice is, can you guys see earnings in pretty much 10 days? All right. So we are selling off before earnings. That's one. That's interesting. We have a rather steep lower high, lower low trajectory. And then we have another support down here at 39.83. Okay. Here's Micron Technology, and while we're at a support, there's a couple of things that is rather concerning to me. I'm going to show you guys the 3-year chart. Can you guys see why that's concerning? Well, the first thing you have to see is look at the massive move from, is that 2016? 2016 to 2018. Can you guys see that? To half of 2018? That's too much. So you guys can see that now we're getting that reaction back down. While the markets, you know, some stocks are pointing higher right now, some stocks are even. Micron is having a lot of trouble maintaining a support level. So while this could be a short-term tradable, you have to have a stop loss, in my opinion. Have to have a stop loss. And this one has the potential to drop to 30. Do not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if this drops to $40 at some point. Whether it's upon earnings, whether it's a few weeks, you know, it's possible. That's there. It's possible that we could even get to around $35. Okay? And that's just something that, you know, you want to be cautious about while we're moving forward. A lot of you guys talked about BABA, Alibaba. Remember when we talked about Alibaba? And this was just a few weeks ago, right? A couple days ago. Alibaba. Can you guys see how we broke the support and what happened once we broke the support, regardless of what news items came out? 166.75. It continues on lower. I told you guys we've had a massive up move on a yearly scale for Alibaba. And now we're pretty much, what? We need to breathe. We need to recover. And now this is going down rather significantly. So hopefully you guys heeded the warning that I pointed out a couple of days ago. But I told you guys, I think I analyzed Alibaba maybe like 4 or 5 times in my stock talk because a lot of people were talking about it. All right, let's take a look at your tickers that you mentioned on the chat. GRPN has bottomed, ? Tango Tango. How to play this ticker? Well, GRPN, you guys can see these boxes. These boxes were probably drawn in a long time ago, a while ago, while we were doing stock talks. I didn't draw in it today. So what did I say? Well, I said that here's the box in which we were below. Here's the box in which we're above. So now I'm going to all I have to do, guys, is to shift this box. Oh, oops. To shift. Oh. Is it possible for me to shift this box? This rectangle? No? All I have to do is draw another rectangle showing you guys, okay, we're nearing the support area down here. What's the best entry in terms of GRPN, right? It has to be around 350, 355, around that area. Right now, do we have an active sign of reversal? No, we have an active sign of decline right now, and therefore not a very good time for entry, right? As you guys can see. So, no, in my opinion, this one has not bottomed. If it reverses right now, you know, maybe a very, very short-term reversal before it goes back down. So, yeah, just be on the lookout for that GRPN. So the trading day is still occurring. I'm just looking at the Dow. The Dow's kind of moving downwards again. And then Kim, can I talk about APPF? Certainly. So APPF, wow. That is the move. What a move. Okay, so APPN, just note that this one has rather light volume. Let me take a look at these volume. Yeah, we're less than 200K per shares. So right now, APPN, it looks solid, but we are a tad bit overextended, right? You guys can see that, you know, we could push higher, but when we push higher significantly, we consolidate to the 20-period moving average. Where's the 20-period, guys? It's right here. Gotta wait. If it pushes higher, it's perfectly. I think there's better trends to play at. This is, you know, this is on an uptrend. I like it, but I like it when things kind of start consolidating sideways. And that's just how I kind of trade, so keep that in mind. But good, interesting ticker to take a look at. Rizwan, just wanted to share something since I mentioned SFM is up 28%. Yeah, so I think were you the person who were shorting Sprouts down here, right? You guys, you were shorting Sprouts down here, and then we made a low, right? I boxed in this area of a possible support, right? Can you guys see this box? This was done a long time ago. I remember Sprouts, talking about Sprouts a long time. And now it's moving higher. So, yeah, very good. Very nice. Good job, Rizwan, for mentioning that as well. And we also identified the support area. So this one has been on the up move rather significantly. Very good. Long on SD. Would you please take a look at Disney? Do you notice anything that may push this stock out of the range it's been stuck in since cord? Okay, so let's take a look. Disney. So we talked about how Disney is rather a slower moving stock, and you guys can see that, yeah, it is rather slower moving. The one thing that we're doing right now is actually trying to reconfirm this previous resistance as the new support. And you guys can see that we reconfirmed here, but we did get a rejection off the 20 period moving. Interesting. 20 period moving average today. So this one certainly doesn't have to move that quickly, but it's a pretty good pattern right now. You guys can imagine that we formed a reversal area and we could be on the move higher. What was surprising today was why couldn't it push over the 20 period moving average? That's an interesting question, I think, to ask. But this is a nice trajectory overall. Now, if we break below the support, be very cautious at that point, because that could be a false breakout signal in progress. All right, Disney. I like it. Brolic, Tesla may bounce. Well, looks like we had the bounce. So Tesla is one that is looking good. And notice the previous support at 253, 254. We had news items surrounding Tesla. Now the question is, could it come down and retest the support? Sure it can. Sure it can. Can it even come down here? Sure it can. 253. But, you know, if you're in it for the long haul for Tesla, I think there's good things happening. There will be good things happening for Tesla in the future. And that's just one of my speculations. As you guys know, my speculations are certainly interesting. I speculated about IQ falling. I have some other speculations, but good one to take a look at. Good job, Brolic. Yeah, so that's the support area. You guys can see support and resistance areas that I've drawn in the past. The major resistance area is way far off at 357. All right, Chris, what is that? GRUB, a short opportunity. Test the 145 area and couldn't break. 145 area. Short opportunity. So you guys can see that on a yearly trend, GRUB has been on an active incline. So if you were going to short something that's an active incline, that's generally not advisable, as, you know, maybe like 8 out of 10 chances you will be wrong on the short and be losing money. So you certainly don't want to be shorting something that is on an active incline. And that's just my, sure, it could come down. Yes, it can. But, you know, for the majority of the cases, we could consolidate sideways before the next push higher. So this is a very steady uptrend. I actually like this pattern, possibly for a long, but not for a short. Okay. Jerome, your course is very helpful, very clear, easy to understand. Thank you. And that's really what I strive for. So thanks for your comment. Addy boy, hi Kevin, can you please check CAG? Thanks for Baba, it's going lower. You're welcome. So CAG holds a very horizontal pattern. We're looking at the yearly chart. This almost looks like a bull flag, except this flag pattern is rather ridiculous. So I'm going to just say that this is a horizontal pattern. So you guys can see we're in the middle of the trajectory. It's rather hard to say whether you're getting at a good entry point right now. You may be. You certainly have the potential for it to make some money off of this one, but the best entry areas would probably be near the support area. So nearing the support area would have to be around the $36.33 or below. We're kind of close to that area, so if you understand this stock, you feel that there's potential, just note that, you know, the earnings is coming up. Earnings is coming up in around 3 weeks, so just keep that in mind. That could, you guys can see how wildly earnings can fluctuate. How wildly earnings can fluctuate the market. So, you know, while this is coming down, just be a little careful. Andre, wow, we have a lot of tickers today, huh? NXTTF. So I'll tackle one of your tickers, all right? Tackle one of your tickers. Cheers from Romania. Hey, that's great. Hey, welcome to the Stock Talk from Romania. I love seeing people all across the world joining in to, you know, really for a common goal, and that is to improve trading practices. I love it. So NXTTF, Namaste Technologies. Okay, where did we land ourselves? Okay, so this is, oh, interesting. close right here. Okay, so I would like to see a daily close above the previous high of 245. We got close. We got 2 cents close, closer. So I think this one is all right. Again, I just want to place caution. This is a difficult one to trade because you guys can imagine. Look at low volume, low volume, low volume, low volume, low volume, and all of a sudden, maybe there's some certain catalyst that occurred that propped this move higher. You know, this one just might be a little difficult to trade, especially if you're new to trading. Look how the price really didn't shift in these days, but all of a sudden we're having these massive shifts, right? The question, in my opinion, is what is your risk tolerance level for this one, right? If you put in, for example, 50% in your account, you know, are you willing to risk a possible move higher, you know, versus a possible move lower? Are you willing to risk 20% up, 50% down? That's up to you for the answer. But interesting pattern. Draxon, can you take a look at ATVI? Thank you for the video. Okay, ATVI. Beautiful. This is looking great. Activision, thank you, Draxon, for the comment. Solid. Yeah, I like it. There's really nothing wrong with this chart. We're looking at the yearly chart. Note how near the 200 period moving average acted as support every single time, and now we're looking like we're heading back on higher. Very solid call out, Draxon. Good job. All right, Eric, great video. Thank you, as always, Eric. Can I take a look at Schwab? Charles Schwab. So, Charles Schwab. Very nice. Yeah, I love it. This is another good pattern. You guys can see that this is the previous resistance, and now it should act as a new support. So we're getting close to the area. We actually retested the support around here. Very nice. I think once again you are doing good. I like it. I like it. We're a little overextended on the 3-year chart, but if you carry this long term, it really like these stocks like these, it really can't be wrong. I don't think so. Good job, Eric. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it while the trading day was occurring. I'm going to just take a look at SPY and where we closed today. We did push a little lower at the end, huh? Interesting. Okay, no matter. I mean, you know, it's perfectly normal. That's interesting. Yeah, so like I said, you know, it wouldn't be surprising if we do see a retest of the support tomorrow, or perhaps you know, if we continue lower below this 287.61, look for a reactionary bounce from the 285.60 mark. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Put a thumbs up if you do like it. Check out the course if you haven't, and I will see you guys tomorrow, Tuesday, for another Stock Talk. I'll see you later.